I hope the title made you chuckle too. Uber driver privilege. There's nothing like driving for 10 or 12 or 14 hours, dealing with some of the rudest, most entitled people I ever met in my entire life, only to come home and just for 2 minutes before I go to bed, want to enjoy some mindless scrolling on Instagram, and I see someone, ironically, it's usually a white person, calling for all white people to check their privilege, telling me that I need to feel guilty because of the color of my skin. After busting my butt working maximum hours for minimum pay, my first thought when I hear white privilege is, where can I get me some of that? Perhaps my passengers don't realize I'm white. Maybe I should start playing Vanessa Carlton or something. Now, before anyone gets triggered, I'm just joshing with you. Joshing. See, I am white. I'm not saying different privileges don't exist. I'm just saying it's funny to me to think of Uber drivers as a privileged group of people. I mean, the company we make money for doesn't even want to associate with us. But I do want to talk about a privilege that I realize I experience every day. Picked up this guy one time. He looked like he was in his early 20s and he was headed to the airport, the international terminal. So I was intrigued. It wasn't going to be the typical business trip conversation. I'll tell you like I tell my wife, Ed. Sure, I'm going to Florida, but the only sights I'm gonna see is in between my office and the hotel room. Anyway, dude tells me he's an English teacher in Qatar. What's Qatar? Turns out Qatar is one of the craziest places in the whole damn world. I'm an ignorant American, so don't take what I say as fact, and this was in like 2018, so maybe by now it's changed. But this guy goes on to tell me there's basically like modern day slavery there. It's something like immigrants go there because it's a super wealthy country, but then when they get there, they get assigned jobs literally based on their race or ethnicity or the country they came from. They get paid very little, if at all. A lot of times the corporations just choose not to pay them, and they're not allowed to switch their jobs or leave the country. The way he made this place sound, it was so unbelievable, I had to look it up. And the dude wasn't lying. This place is nuts. It's literally illegal to be gay, and you can get flogged for drinking alcohol. Flogged. In public. And it's not like this third world country where the cartels are running the show. It literally has the highest income per capita in the entire world. Point of this video isn't to bash Qatar, and maybe my research is wrong or outdated by now. Remember, I'm an ignorant American. I didn't even know it existed before this ride, and I still can't point it out on a map. Point of this video is a convo like that with the Qatar teacher, Qatar teacher, or the one I just shared with Muhammad. Things like that come to mind when I hear on the news constantly about how terrible America is. Dude, I remember I drove a guy who was telling me he thought he found love in Morocco, but he had to cut his night short because he wasn't allowed to bring a female with a different last name into his hotel. Meeting so many different people in my Uber makes me think of the privilege I have as an American. And the fact that there are people that are so upset about the way things are going in America that they're protesting makes me think about the places in the world where they're not even allowed to hold a negative opinion about the government, let alone hold up a middle finger to an armed government agent and not get shot. I heard an old saying, if you want to see who's really in charge, find out who you can't criticize. And every time I hear somebody criticizing the government, I think it's a beautiful and helpful thing that we the people are allowed to do that. I think people always forget that the natural rights that are afforded to us in the Constitution aren't actually natural. They're just a group of arbitrary rules that some people decided on. Gravity is a natural law. Gravity can't be repealed. I'm not typically one for patriotic posturing. When I hear somebody say America is the best country in the world, my first thought is always, there's no way you can even name every country in the world, let alone tell me which one's best. My mind is a weird place. But I'll tell you what, when I think about the opportunities and the liberties that are afforded to me just by being in this country, that's an American privilege I do not want to take for granted, and am certainly grateful for it. So with July 4th coming up and all this negativity swirling, I just figured I'd make the bold statement and say, hey, America's not the worst place in the world. I know, I'm really going out on a limb here. No, but seriously, I just wanted to share an Uber story that really helps put things into perspective for me, and I hope it does the same for you. And I hope I'm not ostracizing any of my international peeps. To be honest, I still got to double take sometimes to see where you guys are from. I think that is so cool. And that's checking my 2020 privilege right there. Ain't no way I can connect to people from Brazil or Ireland or wherever a couple decades ago. Long story long, wherever you're watching this, I just hope it makes you think about the privileges that you have in your life, and not so that you feel guilty, but grateful. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn that notification bell on. And until next time, stay safe, stay positive, stay grateful, and God bless America and everywhere else. Driver Ed, over and out. My first thought when I hear white privilege, my first thought when I hear white privilege, my first thought when I hear white privilege, privilege. Can't even say it. No wonder I can't have it. Maybe my passengers don't realize I'm white. I should start playing Vanessa Carlton. Is it Carlton or Carlson? No wonder. Maybe I'm not white enough. I would walk 1,000 miles. Siri, what are songs only white people listen to? That's my song, Siri. Where are you? I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream. Siri, what are songs only white people listen to? Stop giving me my own music. A place off Ocean Avenue. Siri, what are songs that get white people excited? Stop bringing me to iTunes. Corporate America runs everything.